The recession, it hasn't hit yet, but your bank account doesn't care about timing. Those who prepared ahead of time, they'll be fine. Those that waited, they're going to feel every second of the coming crisis. Now, I'm going to show you exactly what to do right now while you still can. Here's the thing about recessions. They don't announce themselves. You don't get some magic email that says in a week your company is going to start laying people off. No, you get comfortable. You feel like it can't happen to you. You keep paying for streaming services that you don't actually use. You keep eating out 3 times a week. Then one day, your boss calls you in for a meeting and slowly closes the door. And then all of a sudden, every financial decision that you've been putting off becomes an emergency. The oil crisis that we're in right now, it's still unfolding. And historically, every major oil crisis has been followed by a major economic slowdown. And that's not to be doom and gloom, it's just the data. So the question isn't if you should prepare. The question is whether you're going to prepare now while you have a paycheck or panic later when you don't. The standard advice is 3 months of savings, but forget that. In a real recession where entire industries contract, where job searches take longer, and the competition for every open position nearly triples, that 3 months evaporates fast. You need 6 months at a minimum, ideally more. But 6 months of what? What? Not your income, your essential expenses. So things like your rent, your mortgage, your groceries, insurance, car payment, internet. Add all those up and multiply by 6. That is your target number. If you're not there yet, that's okay. But you need to start working towards that today. Not next paycheck, but today. The fastest way to build your emergency fund is to stop bleeding money that is leaving your bank without you even realizing it. So today, open up your bank account and go through every reoccurring charge, every subscription service, every gym membership, every app, all those upgraded premium tiers that you're paying for that you don't actually use. The average American is spending $200 a month on subscriptions. That's $2,400 a year that could be going into your high interest savings account and building your safety net. So what I did is I pick one subscription service and I cancel everything else. Now, this isn't forever. This is emergency mode. This is what you're doing to build your emergency fund. Once it's fully built, you can turn them all back on. And if that feels like too much sacrifice, ask yourself this. Is it more uncomfortable to cancel Netflix or to not be able to afford rent a month after you lost your job? Food is one of the biggest controllable expenses in most people's budgets. And most people are hemorrhaging money on it. The average American spends $3,000 a year eating out. But if you are in a tight financial position or you're actively trying to build your emergency fund, cooking at home is non-negotiable. And I'm not talking about gourmet meal prep here. I'm talking high volume, low cost meals. Rice and beans, you can feed your family for a week on $10. Frozen vegetables, just as nutritious, but a fraction of the cost. Eggs are probably one of the cheapest protein sources per gram. Set aside 1 hour every Sunday. Cook big batches, eat well, save hundreds. And this isn't a punishment. This is what financially prepared people do. This one catches people off guard, but it's critical. Update your resume now before you need it. And here's why. When you get laid off, your brain goes into survival mode, and stress makes everything harder. The last thing you want to do on your first week of being unemployed is try to remember what projects you worked on 2 years ago, scrambling to format a resume while you're burning through cash. So do it now. Update your LinkedIn. Quantify your accomplishments with numbers. How much revenue did you generate? How much did you improve a process by? How many people did you manage? Because numbers on resumes get callbacks. Vague descriptions don't. And also, this one's underrated, but maintain your professional relationships now. Reach out to former colleagues, set up virtual coffee meets, because people who know people get jobs. And trust me, you don't want to be reaching out to former colleagues when you're desperate. This is the most important step that almost nobody does. Develop an emergency plan. And in that plan, answer these two questions. If you lost your job tomorrow, what expenses would you cut immediately? The expenses that remain, that's your survival budget. That's your burn rate in an emergency. Now, the second question, how long will your savings last in that scenario? Take your current savings number and divide it by your survival burn rate. Then that'll give you the number of months that your savings will last with no income coming in. Now, here's the thing no one talks about. You need to understand these numbers now while you still have a job. Because after you've lost a job, it's too late. There's nothing you can do about it. And trust me, the future you that's just got laid off and is searching for a new job while you're slowly burning through your savings will appreciate an extra couple months of runway. But only that you right now can help that future version of yourself. Look, I'm not trying to scare you. I want you to have this playbook now while you still have time to run it. Build an emergency fund of at least 6 months. Cut your subscriptions. Cook at home. Update your resume. Have an emergency plan and know what your emergency burn rate is and how long your savings will last. Do all that now before a recession is on your doorstep. If this video helped you, share it with someone else who needs to hear it, because most people aren't thinking about this right now. And the ones who are prepared ahead of time generally do the best. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.